Here, hold on, guys. I'm going to run to the bathroom for a second while I do 20,000 damage per second. BRB.
So, anyway, I started blasting.
Hey everyone, Mucklick Douglas Bartholomew Reginald Esquire IV here with a new kind of guide. How to get the most DPS for the least amount of work. I'm going to get a lot of hate from the raiders for this one, but let me explain. I was recently approached by a gamer who said they had one arm. They asked me to recommend a build to them that they could play at a decently high level, but with the least amount of separate keys possible. At the time, I said maybe Scourge, because it doesn't have to weapon swap on most fights, but after that conversation, I started keeping an eye out for builds that fit that description. And I ran into another player during the Seitung meta who was breaking 20,000 DPS, and thanks to the Arc DPS add-on, I could see that nearly all of it was coming from his auto attacks, the Bomb Kit 1 key. Now this build is not the top DPS a Mechanist can achieve. It offers no alacrity or other major boons, but it does do way higher damage than the average player, and if all DPS in your groups did this much damage, you could clear all content in the game in terms of DPS checks easily. Let's get right into it. We're using full Berserker gear, that's power, precision, ferocity, with runes of the Scholar on everything. We're using mace and shield, but hardly ever, with a sigil of impact and sigil of force. We are not using the sigils that proc on weapon swap because we are almost never doing that. We're using the explosives, firearms, and mechanist trait lines. For explosives, if you're on your own, take short fuse, which will give you permanent fury while using your auto attack. If you are with other people and getting fury from someone else, you can take glass cannon for even more damage. Take explosive temper for stacking ferocity. This will always be at max stats. You can see it down here. And take big boomer for another damage increase. In the firearms trait line, take high caliber when you are hitting an enemy that is nearby you, which we always are. You get higher crit rate, take no scope to get more out of your fury, and take modified ammunition for 2% increased damage for every condition on the enemy. So what that means is conditions other than vulnerability will enhance your damage. So this build will do more damage in the open world versus a big boss with tons of people hitting it than it would if you are on your own because of this trait. In Mechanist, we're just going right across the bottom. All of the power related traits. All of those. Now, if you are fighting one target, you are literally just going to spam the 1 key and your mech is just going to auto attack. If you're fighting multiple enemies, you might consider using your pet Sky Circus ability to hit everything in the area, or Core Reactor Shot is an option. But honestly, Spark Revolver, the F1, which does the rapid fire blasting, does such a minor increase in damage, I found it better just to let him auto attack. The only time I would swap to Mace and Shield is when I needed to do interrupts. The Mace 3, the Shield 4, the Shield 5, and also Force Signet are all interrupts. So you actually have quite a few interrupts when you have to help take out a break bar. Now what you are seeing right now is the variant with glass cannon instead of short fuse, just to show you what it's capable of. Full boons on me, full conditions on the bot. There's currently no boons on the mech, so the mech would actually do more damage if it had boons from any other source, and because of Shift Signet, whenever boons hit you, it will get a copy of them in normal gameplay. It's just not working that way inside the arena console. I'm currently just using a birthday cake food buff because I'm a cheapskate, but if you were using an actual utility item and food buff that affected power damage per second, then your damage would be even higher than what you see right now. Also, what you are seeing right now is without warrior banners and without ranger spirits. This is not the absolute peak of what this build can do, but this is about what you would expect if you were in an open world boss fight, which is much higher than what the average player is putting out in those fights. Additionally, your damage will be much higher when you are fighting multiple targets, as the bomb kit is an AoE, and you have a few options to have your pet AoE as well. And that pretty much covers it. It is a very, very quick guide because that truly is all there is to this thing. I really liked researching this, and I'm going to keep an eye out in the future for more I don't know what to call them. I've done work for the Able Gamers charity before, so I almost want to call this an Able Gamer build. I want to really, reinforce the fact that this is not nearly the top DPS that a Mechanist can achieve. I believe there was one on Snow Crows that hit 40,000, and this is near half of that, but this is like 10 times what you see the average player in the open world putting out. So this may help some people out. I still urge those of you to try and improve and climb even higher than this, but if you are looking for something chill just to blow stuff up, both literally and figuratively, this might be the build for you. And if you're someone with any kind of impairment for your gaming, like our friend that has one arm, or if you've got shaky hands or something like this, maybe this will allow you to break into some content that you were not able to before. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the like button for the YouTube algorithm, leave a comment with any tips and tricks, and subscribe for more content. Happy blasting!